Welcome to Shomach Shova on the Daf. Chodesh Av is sponsored by the Einhorn family, Leilu Nishvas or Naftali Bar Yecheskel. We're holding in Chulin Daf Ein Tes. The Gemara throughout the Daf discusses if Choshishim Lezera Hav or Ein Choshishim Lezera Hav, do we go in and we have to come to determine the animal, do we look at the mother only or in the father as well? And we paskin la'alocha Ein Choshishim Lezera Hav. In the Sefer Yofel Alev, written by Reb Rachamim Falaji, the son of Reb Chaim Falaji, in Chelek Gimel Kudus Achoin or Chaim Simen Taf Reish Hey, he explains, what's the pshat to when we daven the Refuah of somebody? We say Ploini ben Ploinis. We say a name of a person and the name of his mother, not the name of his father. Says the reason is because Ein Choshishim Lezera Hav. We don't care. We don't look so much on the father. We look at the mother. So that's why we're focusing on the name of the mother only. He adds another reason, someone who's born, if the father is a Goy and the mother is Jewish, so you don't embarrass him, so that's why we always mention the name of the mother. The Chassid Sofer says a very similar idea here in the Sugyo. He brings what it says, when David HaMelech saying, Pitachta l'moy seiroi. The Gemara in Yevamos explains, it was matir the history of Amoinis v'Moavis, and he says, there, Ani Avdecho ben Amosecho. Why is David HaMelech mention the name of his mother more than the name of his father? So he says the same idea. Because Ein Choshishim Lezera Hav, so the schus of is not as great as the schus of the mother. Chassid goes on to say a cheshbon that's specifically by David HaMelech more than everybody else. Of course, David HaMelech had schus ovis of Yishai, his father. His father is one of the biggest tzaddikim ever. But David HaMelech's yichus depend on the fact that it comes from his mother. Because you want to come in and emphasize Moyavi v'loy Moyavis, Amoini v'loy Amoinis. So that's why David HaMelech wanted to come with the halacha of Ein Choshim Lezera Hav, and you're going with the mother, and he goes on to say a whole cheshbon over there, Ayin Sham, I brought it in the source sheet. Now this the kudo that we mentioned, the name of the mother, the Ben Ish Chai, in his Tshuva Sefer called Torah Lishmo, and Simon Shitz like this, he brings this question, why do we come and mention the name of the mother? So he starts there by bringing the Gemara in Shabbos that says, Kol minyona b'shmo de'imo. You always mention the mother when you say some nusach of a tefillah or a lachash, you mention the name of the mother. And he says the reason for it, he brings two reasons. Either because there's more kitrugim on the father than the mother. Because the father is mechuyev b'mitzvahs, he's mechuyev to learn Torah. The mother is easier for her to be a good Jew. So that's why you mention the name of the mother more than the father. Another reason is because the mother is always clear who the mother is. The father, you have to go by Tbasa Chazaka. As the Gemara said in the beginning of the Masechta, Dilma Lavavu, maybe this is not the father. So we have a Roy, we have a Chazaka. But the mother is more clear, so that's why we mention the name of the mother. In the Sefer Ben Yoyodo on Brochas Daf Nun Hey, he brings this reason. But he says, L'chura, that's Chilul Kovod Aviv. He's mizalz on his father. If he doesn't mention the father because he's not sure it's the father, it's a little bit of a zilzul. It's disrespectful to the father. But the emes is, they mentioned in the footnote on Shut Torah Lishmo, it's Meferish HaZoyer. The Zoyer in Parshas Lech Lecho in Dapedal Amud Aleph says, what pshat it says, V'hishia leben Amosecho? Why does David HaMelech mention his mother more than his father? So the Chazal Sefer Zohar say, because the mother is more clear than the father. It's more vaday the mother more than the father. So what's pshat in the Zohar? The Ben Yoda's question is the shtaka question. What about zilzul in the father? And in addition, we know the minhag Ashkenazim is that you mention the name of the mother only for Refuah. When you want to come and speak about Refuah, about Hatzlacha, you mention the name of the mother. But after Tiro, we mention for Zecher Nishmas, we always mention the name of the father. The minhag Ashkenazim, as you mentioned, when you say the Kel Malei Rachim, you mention the name of the father, and on the Matzeva you write the name of the father, as the Gesher Chaim brings these minhagim in Chelek Aleph Perek Lamed Aleph. So what's pshat in that? So Reb Tzadok HaKohen says Domer Niflo in the Machshavas Choros Oy Zayin. He says the mother is the shoyrish of the nigla, and the father is the shoyrish of the helim. All the external revealed parts, that's the mother's. All the interior, something which is deep and hidden, that's the father. The pnimius is the father. And that's why in this world, what do you see? You see is what the chitzonius. You see the parts that are in front of us. That's why you mentioned the mother. So we always talk in Refuah about the mother. Why? Because that we talk about chitzonius, about the body, about healing the external part of the body. But after Ptiro, that we talk about the neshama, the pnimius, then we mention the father. Very similar brings Reuven Margolius on the Sefer Hasidim, that the mother is the Chomer and the father is the Tzuro. So the Chomer, which is the external, physical, that's what we talk about before, we talk about the mother. But we talk about the spiritual aspect of Elias the Shama, we mention the father. Concludes with Tzadok Niflam Hoyt. He says that's the pshat in our Gemara, Ein Choshishim Lezera Av. By an animal, you don't have premius, you have only chitzonius. So there the father is not really a factor. Only by human being, but when you have a neshama, and you have a ruchni, that's when you have the father. That's when the father comes into play. So that's the pshat in the Zohar, not the pshat that the mother is vadai, and the father, you're not sure who the father is. The mother is vadai in terms of revealed in the outside. The father is premium, you can't really see it. So Yemela comes out, according to our Tzadok's pshat, that we're saying very similar to the Yafel Aleif. We paskin in Choshim Lezerav by a behemo. That's the same reason why we're mentioning the mother's name, the Gabi Refuah, because they're both dealing with chitzonius. The mother is bringing the chitzonius, and Choshim Lezerav by behemo, because there's no premius, and by Refuah we're dealing with chitzonius, so we mention the name of the mother. But Minig Ashkenazim is to mention the name of the father after death when we're speaking about Elu Neshama, because the father is the shoyish of the premius. Anyone who wants to join or sponsor the Shor Machshava Shiurim, please email shormachshava@gmail.com.